Hi, it's Wendy. Welcome to this video in the Crochet for Absolute Beginners series. If you've been following along, you have learned how to do a chain, a single crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet. Today we're going to throw in a little bit of pattern reading and make a basic granny square. You'll find the pattern in the description below, so you can print it off and follow along as we go. So the first instruction on the pattern says to start, chain 5 and join with a slip stitch. Now in order to chain 5, we have to have a starting loop. So as I've shown you before, make a small letter E, go through that loop and grab the end that goes to the ball, and holding on to both of those ends, pull the loop like this. Then you'll take your hook, put it through, and snug it up. And as I've mentioned before, starting with a light colored smooth yarn is going to make it much easier to see your stitches. Okay, just to recap, you're going to string your yarn over and under your fingers to tension it. Hold on to the tail with your thumb, either between your thumb and your first finger, or your thumb and your second finger, whichever is more comfortable for you. Then we're going to chain 5 by going under the yarn, pull it through. Don't tighten up the first loop, just leave it like that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you were to count, you would see 5 V's. We don't include the one that's on the needle. The next instruction says join with a slip stitch. And to make a slip stitch, you're going to put your hook back in the very first chain, go through, pull a loop through, and then pull it through the one on your hook, all in one movement. So you're only picking up the yarn once and pulling it all the way through. That leaves us with a little circle of 5 chains. Now, for round 1, the instructions say chain 3 counts as first double crochet. You'll remember that from the double crochet tutorial. In the chain circle, work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and slip stitch to the top. So all together we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3 double crochets with 2 double crochets between each of them. Okay, so it looks like this. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, that counts as our first double crochet. And then inside this circle, there's not much of a space, but just wiggle your finger in there and find it. We're going to make 2 double crochets. So yarn over into the circle, grab the yarn, pull it back to the front of the circle, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over through 2 more. So we have a chain 3 and a double crochet. Yarn over into the circle, yarn over, back to the front, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So there's our first group of double crochets. Then it says work 2 chains, so chain 1 and 2. Then we're going to make another group of 3. A granny square has 4 corners, and the first round has 4 groups of 3 double crochets. So yarn over into the center, pull one back, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over into the center, yarn over, back to the front, yarn over, go through 2, and through 2. Just take your time, pause the video if you need to. We're going to make a second group of 3. And remember, it's a granny square, we want 4 sides. So now we have 2 sides. We're going to chain 2 for the corner and turn to the next side. Pick up the yarn, go through the middle, pick up the yarn, and again, and go through 2. So you're picking up the yarn a total of 3 times. Before you go through the circle, after you go through the circle, actually 4 times, and then there, and then there. Over, through, back, through 2, and through 2. Chain 2. So we've got 3 sides done. You can see why it really helps to have a smooth yarn. A fuzzy yarn, it's hard to find your stitches. So I recommend if you're using a blanket yarn or a fuzzy yarn, keep that for once you've got a little more practice under your belt. Okay, for the last group, 3 more double crochets. Yarn over, through the middle, yarn over 2, and 2. Yarn over, through the middle, yarn over back to the front, through 2, and through 2. So we've got 4 groups of 3. Then we do 2 more chains for the last corner. And there's our first round just about complete. The only thing left to do is where it says on the pattern, slip stitch to the top of the starting chain 3. So what that looks like is, there's our starting chain of 3, 1, 2, and 3. To slip stitch to the top of it to join our granny square, we're going to go into that 3rd one, pull the yarn back and through the loop on the hook. And that joins it together like so. Round 2, slip stitch to the next space, then chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. That's our corner. Okay, so let's take that one step at a time. We're going to go nice and slow. Slip stitch to the next space. So the next space is here, this corner space. We're not going to turn, we're going to stay on the front side of the work. Okay, so that's one key with a granny square. It's generally done just from one side. So we've already slip stitched into the first one. We're going to go under the V of the next one, pull the yarn back, and through the yarn on the hook. That's a slip stitch. Into the next one, pull the yarn through, and through the one on the hook. So it lays nice and close to the double crochets. It doesn't have any height to it. Then we're going to slip stitch into the space, so just going into that chain 2 space, pick up the yarn, pull it back through the loop on the hook. So now we're at our starting point. Each time we want to start in the corner. Next instruction, chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over into the chain 2 space, pick one up, yarn over, go through 2 and through 2. So we've got 2 double crochets made right now because the chain 3 acts as a double crochet. And then another double crochet, chain 2, and we're just going to push this over because we've got to squeeze this all into this chain 2 space, and 3 more double crochets. 1, and again, if you're just doing this for the first time, it's okay to go slow. Just pause the video or go back by 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever you need to do. So now we have 2 sets of 3 double crochets with a chain 2 in the middle. And we're going to do the same thing on this corner. And here we get to a repeat. So chain 1 and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. In the next corner, repeat 2 more times. So again, let's take it one at a time. Chain 1. So the chain 1 makes a space between our groups of double crochets on the side. And then in the brackets, the instruction says 3 double crochets. Chain 2, squish it over, 3 double crochets, all in this same chain 2 space. So that's once. Now repeat from asterisk to asterisk 2 more times. So we're going to do that same thing 2 more times. Chain 1, make a group of 3 double crochets side by side in the corner. A chain 2 space, and 3 more double crochets in that same spot. Okay. Then we've got 1 repeat left. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3 double crochets here in the next chain 2 space at the corner. Chain 2 and 3 more. Again, pause the video if you need to catch up to me, that is just fine. Okay, so we've got 3 corners with 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets in each, and then 1 chain on the sides between the groups. So we need chain 1 and join with a slip stitch. So we need 1 more chain, right, because we need one between these 2 side groups, and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 from where we started. Okay, it's starting to look like a granny square. Round 3, slip stitch to the next space, chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space for the corner. That should sound familiar because we did that already before. So slip stitch over to the corner, 1, 2, and 3. The chain 3 is our first double crochet because we need to climb up to the top of the double crochets. Squeeze it over, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Okay. And then we start the repeat, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space. So chain 1. Now our 3 double crochets are going to go into this chain 1 space. Okay. Then chain 1 in the corner space, work 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. So that's our whole repeat, is from there and over around to the corner. So chain 1, then our corner group, which should be more familiar to you right now, that you've done it a couple of times, 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. For the side ones, we only need 1 chain because they're in line with each other, but going around the corner, we need to be able to turn the corner, so we need 2 there. Then we'll start the repeat, chain 1, 3 double crochets in this side chain 1 space, chain 1 again, and a corner group. Okay, don't forget you need 2 groups of 3 in the corner. So just squeeze it over and do another group of 3. And the last repeat. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space on the side. Chain 1 in the corner space, work 3 double crochets, two chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, how are you doing? So we're up to this point where we've got our 4 corners. We just have to finish this last side. And we've done the repeats twice between the asterisks. So we're down to this last part of the round 3. Chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then join. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the space, chain 1, and join 1, 2, 3 into this 3rd chain. Okay, so now our granny square has 1, 2, 3 rounds. If it curls up a bit, don't worry about it. They do that a little bit because you're working on just one side. It will block flat. Okay, another slip stitch, and slip stitch all the way through to the corner. That's what it says at the beginning of round 4, slip stitch to the next space. And then similar, chain 3, 2 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles in the corner, just like we did before. Okay, there's the corner group made. 3 doubles, 2 chains, 3 doubles. Now, here's the repeat again with the asterisks. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space twice, then chain 1, and in the corner work our corner group again. So we are going to have 2 groups on the side. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the first chain 1 space from the previous row, chain 1 again, chain 1 again, and work a corner group. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same space at the corner. Okay, so there's 1 repeat done. It goes from here to here, 2 on the side, and then the corner group. We're going to repeat that down the second side of the granny square. Whoops. A group of 3, chain 1, another group of 3, a slippery hook today. chain 1, and a corner group. Once you've mastered the granny square, you will be able to tackle my wedgeling scarf project, because it really starts on the basis of a granny square and grows from there. So if you have the basic skills to do a granny square, you can make that scarf, and it really is pretty. Okay, next repeat down this side. Chain 1, group of 3, chain 1, group of 3 double crochets, chain 1, and corner group. Chain 1, 2 groups of 3 on the side with a chain 1 in between, all right, chain 1, joined the top of the starting chain again, just like we did before. There is our granny square complete. Like I said, it curls up a bit, but it'll flatten out once you join it to other ones, or block it. Maybe pin it so that it makes a nice square like that. So you can just keep going and add more rounds. So on the instructions it says to work additional rounds, slip stitch to the next space, the corner, right? In the corners, work 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then in the spaces on the sides, work 3 with a chain 1 in between each of the groups on the sides. So same idea. You're going to single or slip stitch to the corner, put 1 group between each of these on the side with 1 chain in between, and then another corner group here, and it could be as large as you want it to be. So let me know if that was helpful to you, if you made your own granny square, if you are enjoying it, and like and subscribe and come back for more crochet tutorials for beginners. Thanks for joining me, and have a super day.